How the hell are you, Shane? How you doing, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, man. It's good to see you.
Episode 312.
I needed to see you. I needed my rock.
It's wild,
I've been
man.
out. You were gone. I could feel it. I was drifting at sea.
Yeah, where were
I've
you?
been Mr. Cool, bro.
Where were you? Yeah, exactly. I was calling you.
I've been too cool. I've been too cool to answer.
Yeah, I
I've been
noticed.
too. I just need to chill.
What have you been
My
up to?
wicked ways.
You went back up to the
Went to the
Devil's
Big Apple
Den
and
of Sin.
immediately fell into sin. The first night I was there, I dosed my good friend
Yeah.
Jason.
So
with
how integral were you to this
extra acid.
to this plot?
I was 30% guilty
Gotcha.
of the. Yeah.
So
Out of 3 people, I was 30%.
well, with a dose, usually somebody provides the dose. That's part of
Lewis brought the dose to the table,
Gotcha.
so he's culpable for that.
Gotcha.
Tried to dose Ari.
Mm-hmm.
Ari deflected the dose and gave it to Jay.
How did Ari know he was getting
I
dosed?
told Ari.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
Lewis is trying to dose you.
Why, did Lewis tell you?
Yeah, Lewis did it directly in front of me. And was like, don't tell Ari. And I was like, okay, I won't.
Yeah.
I immediately walked inside and told Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my plan would have been to have dosed Lewis
Sure.
or no one.
True.
In hindsight, no one. But at the time, it was rumpus
Well,
time.
at the time, it's rumpus time.
It was rumpus.
Beers are going around. Someone has
Beers
some.
are going around.
How much do you have on him? Like a little vial, like a little liquid?
I don't
vial?
know. I only saw somebody. It was a tab. He handed it to him. Put it in a beer.
And let
Yeah.
it kind of.
Yeah.
I thought he had like a vial of liquid LSD.
It was
I
funny.
Damn.
I stand by that. It
Mm-hmm.
was funny. The episode was funny. But, then you feel bad. Once your friend's bummed, you're like, oh, man,
Yeah, it's
maybe
all-
that was. And then every single person I told was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't care. I was like, I wouldn't care. And everybody I told was like, that's like really fucked up, man. That would be like a real problem.
Yeah. Well, if you put someone in
all right.
nego prison,
Yeah.
that's pretty tough.
But even if you get out of the nego prison, then it's funny.
Yeah.
Once you're out of a nego prison, it's like, damn, dude, I was.
How long was he in?
fucked
How
up.
long was he in a nego
I think
prison
Jay
for?
was in. I was in a nego prison. I felt so bad, dude. Which was funny because like the day after, I was like, hilarious. This was so funny. And then I started telling people, and they were like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, man.
And I was like, "All right, maybe I'm an idiot." Ari was my rock there.
He was like, no.
Ari was like, "It was funny." And I was like, I agree, it was.
Yeah, dosing people
Yeah.
and getting dogs high or like a similar camp. People are like, no, it's legitimately funny to get a dog high.
Yeah.
People are like, no, it's really fucked up.
Yeah, well, what happened was I did Metzger's podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I like brought it up thinking it'd be funny. I was like, "Yeah, well, Jay got dosed," and he was like, "Why would you ever do that? Who did that?" And I was like, "Mostly Ari." I was like, "Look, man, it wasn't me." Just instantly backpedaled.
But what was he? I don't understand. So you just knew what was going on. You were just culpable through.
I was like, "Why don't you fucking drink up to Jay?" I was like, "You and me should chug," like stuff like that.
You chugged it along with him.
I did drink it after with him.
Wait, so he took a sip and then you're like,
He took a good sip, and then I drank. I would argue I drank more of it than him, but
Yeah,
it was voluntary,
true.
so it's not as
Yeah,
tough. Anyway,
dude. Well, it's also
it just put me in a sad like, damn, dude.
why did I do that?
Is this what I'm doing now?
if you
Like,
get,
man, I was close to like some pretty serious success. Now I'm just dosing my friends with acid and feeling guilty for like a week.
yeah,
I've
you don't have
become a
enough
complete
evil. You
loser.
don't have enough evil hippie in you to do that.
I don't. Ari might be the king evil hippie.
I think so, dude.
He actually might be the king evil hippie.
He deflected. If people are trying, first of all, if people are trying to dose you, you have way too much proximity to evil hippiedom.
Yeah.
Because that's their only threat. If you deal with like rogue hippies, they constantly threaten each other by giving each other mega doses of acid. Because most of them are kind of pussies,
Yeah.
so they won't like fight each other. I've dealt with people like this for a long time, and they won't ever like threaten violence, but they'll be like, "I'll give you like 2,000 hits.
I'll kill you.
I'll drive you insane."
Yeah.
Dude, it's weird, and they like threaten each other with that. But the only thing that cures that is like, or the only like thing against that is like, yeah, I don't go to like Grateful Dead cover band shows, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah, we'll never get him.
Inconceivable. How are we going to get him then?
Yeah, this
Remember
was,
they would all talk about that. And I'm like, dude, unless you can get into my house. I was living in New Jersey at the time. I'm like,
You were getting threat?
I don't hang out with you guys. No, they were like, back in my evil hippie day, my own evil hippie days.
You had a
dude,
bit of an evil hippie day.
I just was around them. I wasn't an evil hippie. I was just, just MIDI man doing
It
all
was
my
like
stuff.
me. You were like me now. I'm amongst some evil hippies.
You have to be. They cluster, dude, in some places. They somehow rise up. I mean, dude, when they're harnessing that
Ari being an evil hippie is... He is, dude.
Nobody wants to accept they're an evil hippie. It's
No, everybody...
people get so...
Christian, we call this one dude from Helium an evil hippie. Every time I see him, every single time I see him, for like 3 years, he's been like, I'm not an evil hippie, man. And then he says some crazy evil hippie shit. I'm like... He's like, polyamory's all right. I'm like, yeah, you're an evil hippie, dude.
Yeah, like your version of polyamory, you'll just like bully your girlfriend into a threesome.
I didn't say that.
I'm not saying he'll do that, but they didn't.
Not him. Not different evil hippie. Different evil hippie.
Yeah, but that's the evil hippie. That's evil, yeah. But come on, man, don't be so fucking.
Like we should like open things up.
Or I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, classic evil hippie.
You gotta watch him, man. I'm telling you, I was in the belly of the beast for a while, and I remember, this is all for entertainment purposes. But long time ago, 10 years ago, I remember I was giving this guy a quarter pound of weed, and him and his friend were splitting it. Dude, they were like this.
Yeah.
And I watched him chintz his friend out of $50. It was one of those things where it was like, the guy was like, "How much was this?" And the guy was like, $900, and it was like $8. And I remember just looking at him like, "Damn, that's your boy, dude." Evil hippiedom. And then
that is evil.
They'll just like lie, steal, and kill, dude, just so they can follow some shitty band around all summer. They'll fuck people over. They'll sell you like shitty fake weed. They'll just fuck people over constantly, and then go sit at a music festival and be like, "Yeah, man, this is what it's about." And it's like, dude, you just devastated a bunch. You took a bunch of people's money. Did it? You're like, "Oh, I'll just mail this out." They just take it. And then they just fucking go and follow like the string cheese incident. And they're like, "Whoa!" And it's like, you fucking assholes. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
And then
stay
they
away.
get pussy.
They get like
trick women via drugs into having sex.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a sick move. Evil hippies also always tend to have coke or like something on the side that's like a little more nefarious.
Yeah, no, they do. Usually the roads usually lead to that. Or dude, I remember being at a guy's house. He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I shoot H every now and again. It's not a big deal." Be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Damn, bro.
Yeah, the roads of evil hippiedom lead pretty much to heroin.
Yeah.
They'll like it's not a good path, dude. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I appreciate it. You've got experience with them. I'm new to the hippies. I'm new to the evil hippies.
I was very disappointed. I remember first meeting hippies and be like, "Oh, you guys seem cool."
Yeah.
And you see their inner workings and you're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, they're gross.
Once they link up onto the dark web, dude, it's over. It's over, dude. That's how all like the ecstasy gets into grade schools. There's just some evil hippie being like, "Whoa, nice, man. What is age, dude?"
Yeah.
They're just committing horrible crimes.
You saw me asking what is age right before this episode started. What even is age, dude? This girl is so hot. I hope she's fucking all right.
Well, you just uncovered a serious...
I uncovered a sick life hack. If any of you are also fucking fat perverts. Look, you go on Instagram, click the location. You know how people like tag their location? Mm-hmm. Click the location. It's always, no matter where it is, it's always just hot chicks posing. Mm-hmm. No matter what. Dude, I clicked Vietnam, and it was just hot chicks.
Hot pregnant chicks at that.
There was one that was like a hot pregnant Asian, a whole thing dedicated to hot pregnant Asian ladies. Never saw anything like it.
Yeah, it's weird how information gets kind of arranged now. It's why would we want to collect this specifically?
Click Disneyland, it was just hot chicks.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, you showed me. If you type in if you were to type in right now like Manioc, it would just be like some hot chick by a river just being like, well, it's got to be sad for the women who, that's like a viable thing for a chick to do right now. And it's just like, when it ends, dude, like if you spent your whole life trying to be a hot chick on the internet, first of all, dime a dozen. Second of all, unless you're doing something else, man, it's fucking, me and Noah were talking on the way over here. We're talking about, hostesses. And he was saying his bae had to fill out a job application.
Hostesses are so hot.
That's what I said. He was like, we were laughing. She had to fill out an application. And I'm like,
they have like a 3-year shelf life, dude.
No, did I not? Exactly.
Did you say that?
Well, it was basically like, why is there an application? To be like, are you a hot young chick? Okay, you have the job.
Yes.
You do understand when you're 27, you'll get fired. Okay, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
It's
just hot young chicks.
They have the lifespan of like an NFL running back. A good like 2-3 years of like heavy carries, and then it's like get them out, replaceable. Yeah, they fucking hot hostesses are nice. I like that.
They're all hostesses are hot, or the restaurant's getting the hottest. It's like the hottest chicks you have access to. That's who you hire. Sometimes you'll see the hostess, and it's a good litmus test for the whole town. You'll be like, "This is your prima donna." This is who you present me.
Yeah.
I'm here to dine.
I'm here to dine. I need to get hard before I eat chicken fingers as a 32-year-old, before I order chicken fingers.
Yeah, I mean, think about the fact they lead you to the table. What are you doing while
Where you look at the menu and you just go, nah, you know what, I'll just get the chicken fingers. You guys have chicken fingers?
Yeah, man. Right this way, and you're just like... Sorry, no, I don't mean to put smut on your girl's name.
No,
dude,
I've dated a couple.
That's a hot chick position.
Yeah, it's a good thing. If you're dating a lady that is a waitress, good on you. You're dating a hot.
I'm talking about the hostess. Hostesses are the
Hostess
hottest.
is the hottest waitress.
Hostess is the hottest.
Queen
Waitresses,
waitress.
that's when they start. You fall from grace of hostess.
Waitress is where
Like,
that's when they put you out to pasture.
Yeah, like grab a fucking
They're
tray.
like, all right, you're done.
bitch.
You've graduated.
You're worthless.
Yeah. You graduated. You're out of your hot hostess days. Now it's time. They put you out to pasture. And then you waitress for a while until
Yep.
shit just really falls apart.
And you waitress at like cool restaurants, and then you hit like 35, 40. Dinerdom.
Diner.
You're at the diner.
Diner.
You're at the diner, dude.
Diner.
You better let truckers pinch your ass. You're fired.
Jeez. This is a dark world.
I mean, I don't think they let truckers pinch your ass, but
I think they might.
they might say something about it.
Dude, then as a trucker, then you hit the showers. You ever see those?
What showers?
Dude, every fucking every truck stop has showers. You know this?
No.
Rest stops have showers. Dude, I drive a lot, and a lot of the rest
Ever catch
stops.
a shower?
I've considered catching a shower just because of how funny that would be.
Are they like NFL type shower? Are they
I don't know. I've
truckers
never
in
gone
with
into
other
the locker.
truckers?
I've never gone into the locker room. It's truckers. It's truck stops have showers, and then you'll always hear while you're in. First off, you've seen what's being sold, so it's just a giant shop of like walking sticks, like medieval snow globes, like just garbage. And then all of a sudden you'll hear like shower B7 is ready. And you'll just see a fat dude walk to the back.
Oh.
And just...
His ass is itchy as can be, dude.
You know how shitty that guy's ass has to be for him to be like, all right, I need a shower at this Love's.
I like to think that they're all in
right
there
past
like,
the claw machine. You got to walk past like 6 claw machines to get naked at a gas station. Damn.
I just like to think of them all showering like a football team. There's just a bunch of truckers.
Dudes washing up. God damn it. Fucking 60's tough today, huh?
Yeah, dude. Truckers, I mean, dude, they're just so tortured sexually. Like, they have to fucking shower with other men. They get people on, they have hookers on the CB radio. All truckers must be so sexually confused, dude.
Man.
You have hookers coming up like, I'm going to suck your dick, and then you're just in the shower with the dudes
no,
again. You're like,
no.
I don't know what I am anymore. Oh.
Fuck. Good time, though. I mean, I remember being a kid thinking being a trucker would be sick.
Yeah.
That cabin, that bed in the back, that's the coolest thing ever. Now you see what it becomes. You see those dudes out there.
I mean, do you think trucks ever start rocking just from those guys like jerking off? Imagine a truck rocking, you're like, oh, god damn it.
Wow. Yeah, those guys must be they probably pull over and jerk off. Anytime you see a truck at that emergency pull off, like on the turnpike, that is a beat. That's a beat, dude. That was a guy who was driving. It was like, oh! Yeah, he's listening to like Playboy radio on Sirius XM. Like, my panties are so wet. He's like, oh god, I gotta pull over. Listen to Howard Stern, some lady on a Sibian.
Do you think
dude? Once a lady got on the Sibian, 1,000 trucks across the country just burn. Just
they drop the Jake brake,
going straight up that fucking runaway truck, the ramp.
They should have like a pressure gauge on their prostate. So like they look over like, oh shit, I gotta pull over. Fucking prostrate's fucking at a 3-day match.
Man, those girls getting on Sibians on Howard Stern. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, kind of like, vaguely.
Oh,
I remember just seeing like blurred out boobs at nighttime at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. going on there and being like, whoa, what the fuck? What's this guy about? Yeah, I was like my older brothers would watch that more, and I would kind of come in and be like,
I was never really into Howard Stern that much until I got older. I got older. That's when I got into like O&A and all that stuff.
That's
but
funny.
like,
I always found his stuff too problematic when I was like 9.
I really did.
No,
I swear to God, I did.
Really?
When I was a kid, I was like, "This is crap.
You
this
didn't like
is
it?
junk, dude." I've always done things and felt horribly guilty.
Yeah.
So like, even watching, like late night, if that came on, I'd be like, I'd turn it, and then like act like, dude. Like literally just flip through the channels just to see it real quick and then keep going. Be like I wasn't even looking
So
at it.
it was a battle of good and evil. So
Yeah, I've always had that, dude.
Really?
Yes, even today.
Dude,
to this day, if I do something, I feel bad.
You're a principled man. You're a principled man.
Yeah, but sometimes it's gay. Sometimes it's gay.
What do you mean?
I almost apologized to Godfrey. I took some shots at Godfrey.
What happened?
Towards the end of that? I was Mr. Cool, dude.
Oh, at LOS?
Yeah.
So
I
you had
Mr. Cool.
So you had like you guys.
Somebody brought up Godfrey,
Mm-hmm.
and that had been weighing on me a little while because he did a full episode basically calling us Klansmen, you and I.
Jacked up.
He was like, I don't think that's a joke. I think that's actually how they talk.
Like Scottish Klansmen?
True. Maybe.
Like Bravehearts?
Now that I think about it.
I'll take that.
Yeah, he called us some Bravehearts. He called us Bravehearts for like an hour.
Is he talking about the original use of like an African clan, hunter-gatherer? I'll take that.
True. But this is coming from a guy who got fired from SiriusXM for homophobic remarks.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, all these people.
So he's hot potatoing.
He did hot
He's
potato
trying
us.
to trade like gay
But-
stuff. What did he say?
I forget. What did he say about gay people?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably nothing.
Yeah, it's
Probably nothing to get fired for. But, I had a couple.
Noah,
Took some shots.
Noah,
No,
dig
yeah.
up some dirt.
Let's figure out what he got fired for, and I will condemn him publicly.
Yeah,
Say, I
exactly.
can't believe he said bad
figure out what
words.
Godfrey got in trouble for. We need to know. But yeah, that's
But yeah, then I felt
So
bad.
he called he was saying like no, these guys like
Yeah, and if I remember
cameras
correctly,
go off, the hoods go up.
yes.
And then like
he was like, they weren't kidding. This is a real conversation.
yeah.
I
Godfrey.
Dan.
Why don't we have him on?
Yeah, I would. He's fucking jacked, dude. He'd fuck us
Dude,
up.
I did 200 push-ups today.
He'll
Ran 2
fuck
miles.
us- dude, Godfrey will fuck us
I'll
up.
butt fuck him, dude.
Godfrey will fuck us up.
Nah, because if I jump on him, we got me
True.
and you, Lemaire.
That's not good luck.
No.
We're gonna Lemaire. You're gonna have to throw some punches if we jump Godfrey. We gotta get you in there.
So what happened? So you rode on him?
Rode on him pretty hard.
What happened?
I was just like, yo, he's 58 and just signed a contract at Gas Digital, dude. He's done, dude. Fuck that guy. I know, it was funny. It was funny. But then, like, I'm sitting there. I felt horrible about Jay because Jay wasn't talking to me, and I felt sad that I hurt my friend.
During the thing, he turned on you during the production?
No, after.
Oh.
And then I was like, man, I sound like a pussy for talking shit on the man's career. I should have just called him a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But, I got over it.
Homophobe.
I got over it. I was sitting there playing NCAA. I was like, I'm so gay. Just playing. I was playing NCAA in my basement. Oh, Wes Watson.
How's he doing?
He's doing all right. Not the career I thought I'd have.
Really?
Yeah, it sucks to have like an average career.
On a video game?
On a video
it's kinda
game, dude,
disappointing.
I was like 7 and
You'd
5.
think they would give you some wins,
Yeah,
man.
no.
If they want to stop the mass shootings, they can't be letting people go 7. They got to like.
Nobody that plays NCAA has ever done a mass shooting.
You don't think so?
Literally never.
You think it's pretty safe?
That is not a
think-
game for shooters.
What do you think shooters? Well, I mean, obviously
Shooters
some COD,
play.
some COD, some GTA.
They love Call of Duty.
GTA.
Definitely. Yeah, but I think shooters are playing like shit we've never even heard of. Shit Lemaire would know about.
Like Dark Guardians.
Lemaire,
Realm,
what's like a dork game?
Guardians Realm 3?
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Shooters are playing Dark Souls.
So they're playing like fantasy based.
They're playing fantasy, yeah.
True.
Only true ballers play NCAA.
So you only get.
We found out why Godfrey got fired.
All right, what is it?
Godfrey
gotta
got
speak in the
fired
mic.
from SiriusXM over.
You got to talk into the mic. Have you tried this? This is why you deserve an agent.
Godfrey got fired from SiriusXM over a disrespectful gay security guard, and it's a DJ Vlad video. So.
Oh, there's a gay security guard who's probably like, faggot motherfucker. That fruity bitch. He was just joshing. Doesn't matter. Actually, look it up. It will be funny to make one of you read the transcript. Don't watch the video.
Yeah. So there was a gay security guard. How'd they know the security guard was gay?
I think he said he was gay.
Halt. I'm gay.
Stop right there. I'm going to need you to check in with your fine dick. Your big old dick. Let me see your ID.
Sign right there.
Sign right there. Oh, you got good hands, boy. Damn, girl. Look at those nails.
So he was accosted by a gay security guard. That's first of all, that's the funniest fucking beef. Have beef with a security guard.
You get fired from SiriusXM.
I'd be so mad, dude.
You know how much money that is?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
That gay security guard sent him straight to Gas Digital, dude.
Sent him right to debtor's
Tombstoned
prison,
him
dude.
straight through the fucking floor. Just straight to Gas Digital. It's a tough L.
Podcast
Yeah,
hell, dude.
you'll now be the 8th most popular podcast on Gas Digital.
Fuck, man.
But
That's pretty funny. So I need to know what happened. First of all, before I proceed, I have to know.
Okay, here's a synopsis. Godfrey explained how a rant he did live on air after witnessing a security guard disrespect a SiriusXM subscriber. He said that the security guard was a gay man, but he was adamant that his rant wasn't homophobic.
What? You're teasing us, dude.
He was talking to he saw a security guard being disrespectful to someone who's like, I subscribe to Sirius, but they're being disrespectful gaily. And then Godfrey made fun of it, and then they fired him for that.
so he claims it wasn't homophobic.
Yeah.
But in the rant, he included somebody's sexuality.
Yeah.
All right.
So what? The gay security guard disrespected a Sirius listener,
Yes.
and on behalf of SiriusXM, Godfrey condemned homosexuality.
No, I think you got to have this wrong. The security guard was gay, correct?
Yes.
The listener was, who knows?
The listener. Yeah.
Bi.
He's bi.
It was bi.
Naturally, we're all
Definitely
bi.
bi.
Go ahead.
I'm going to assume bi. And then Godfrey criticized the security guard. He criticized the homosexual man.
Yes.
Over the airwaves.
Shameful act, dude. That's very Klansman-esque.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Got a Klansman on our hands. Godfrey.
You must be in the Ku Klux
You must
Klan,
be in
dude.
after hearing this, I assume you're in the Klan.
He must be a terrorist.
I can't even imagine.
He's easily he must be connected to Boko Raton or whatever.
Yeah.
What's going on?
True. No, dude, I'm not. I'm gonna keep his name out of my mouth though.
He's probably bombed a whole school.
Godfrey's gonna fucking tee off. I'm gonna get my ass kicked by the 7-Up guy. Bad, dude. Godfrey will fuck me up.
Just claim gay.
Yeah, if
Just claim gay.
True.
Put the final nail in the coffin.
While he's trying to get me.
He beats you up like, ow.
No, God, yeah, he's gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna have to DM him and apologize after this.
You think so?
I'll
Did you
feel
already-
horrible. No,
you
I
already-
didn't. I didn't DM.
You have to.
I typed it out, and then I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Dude?
Well,
Yeah.
you're a nice person. You don't want people. I love.
He took the first shot. That's the thing.
It was a
He
pretty-
swung at
pretty
us,
wicked shot.
and then it's like I made fun of him back, and then I still feel bad because that is pussy shit. To have a podcast beef or a comedy beef is gay. That is gay.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
So maybe I'm homophobic by calling Godfrey gay for having a comedy beef.
Can you be gay against a homophobe? Can you be gay? Can you be
Homophobic against a homophobe? True.
Cancels out, dude.
Cancels out. Now
Everyone's
we're
gay.
just bi together. I'm bi.
If you and Godfrey kiss, they should reinstate your guys' everything.
True.
You guys should be like, look, if we make out,
Fuck. I gotta talk to Godfrey about this.
if you guys make out and then vote for Joe Biden, they should be like, all right, you guys are both reinstated.
That might work.
I don't know, dude.
If I start making out black dudes, I'm definitely gonna be accepted.
You'll get something.
I'll get something.
Well, man.
Tell you what I'll get.
What?
Never mind. Oh, dude, speaking of that. Speaking of the joke I wasn't going to make. There's these pills that... Dude, I was watching... Fuck was I watching? I was watching some sport with Phil. I think it was just golf. Mm-hmm. And they... No, it couldn't have been golf because there were AIDS pills commercials. Anyway, there was HIV pills commercials. And I was like, Dad, you're going to need some of those. And he was like, what's that? What's that? And he started watching the commercial. And he was like, what? I was like, because you have gay AIDS. And he was like, he got so upset, dude. It's so funny. Just being like, Dad, you're going to need some of this. I forget the name of the pill. It's just two gay dudes like sitting on a dock being like, we have it. We're good. You know, it's great.
Don't think it
It's
was
great.
why wouldn't that be golf? Aren't golfers?
Golf's
would be
no
more
way
gay.
they'd be advertising.
You think golf's strictly
Phil's
hetero?
still anti-Tiger Woods, dude.
He's
Gotten
still
that beef.
holding it down for
Yeah.
him philandering?
Yeah. And I was like, dude, Tiger's the man. Tiger is the man.
He was saying he was a cheater.
And then he was like, I heard he fucked this other golfer, Duffner's wife. That's when it's fucked up. And I was like, this seems like a Duffner problem. Bringing your wife to a hotel with other golfers, and she ends up banging Tiger Woods.
Is that a Gillis issue? Is a Duffner
That's a
problem?
Duffner problem.
For sure.
And then I looked into Duffner's,
Also, you should have been better at
Duffner's
golf.
wife. Duffner's wife also banged a couple other players.
Yeah.
So that's not a Tiger thing. He was
Yeah.
just bringing a whore in.
Yeah, he married a whore.
He had a whore wife.
And you
a
weren't
hot
good, you
whore
weren't
wife.
good enough at golf to
Duffner was
keep
nasty.
her whore powers in check.
Duffner, and then I looked up Duffner, and he was a little chubby guy.
Really?
Real sad thing. To have you, dude, imagine if
Cucked nationally?
cucked by Tiger Woods and you played against him and he just fucked you up every week in golf.
And
And,
boned your wife?
he banged your wife.
Are golf wives typically sluts?
Yes.
Okay.
They must be, dude. They're only marrying white dorks.
True.
that are millionaires.
True.
They have to be sluts.
Yeah, and they're never golfers. Typically, we got actually some heat for making fun of golfers, but
Golfers get something. Dude, they have that Phil gene. I think golfers have gay AIDS. They're all like, what? Golf's
think
a hell
about
of a
it.
sport.
It's the perfect sport for you to get cheated on. You're gone reliably. Like, nobody golfs and
Yeah.
comes right back. You're gone 8
Yeah.
hours a day. The fucking walls
Yeah.
are down, dude.
And Tiger's in the hotel. Tiger Woods is in the hotel.
Exactly.
Known billionaire.
Yeah, true. The thing you're doing every
Jacked.
weekend, they just watch it on TV.
Greatest of all time at the thing your husband does.
Yeah. Comes through the hotel, signs an autograph. It's a wrap. Just to get you back for being gone every Saturday. You should be home with the kids. You work Monday through Friday, then you leave all day Saturday. Unacceptable.
I'm going to blow one of your coworkers.
Just hit balls in the backyard, dude.
True.
You don't got to go do it.
Duffner.
Just hit him.
Shout out Duffner. That might be my new favorite.
Yeah.
Little chubby guy.
Just getting
And
caught.
I think he sucks now. I think since the cucking.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to play.
I would. Yeah, you'd have to quit, or you have to kill your wife.
Or, no, because he wouldn't get alimony. Yeah, because I was saying, if they got divorced and he had to pay her.
They did get divorced.
Did he? But yeah,
I believe.
he's right. He doesn't have to like pay her alimony, does he? I think you can get cheated on yourself to pay alimony
Probably.
if you're Duffner. If you got that much money, so he might just
Are
be.
you guys
tagged-
looking at Duffner's hot wife?
No, we're looking at Duffner.
Duffner's the man.
Yo, pull up his bay. How many do you think Tiger Woods?
I've
had
heard
sex with
Duffner's
1,000
bay
women?
is hot.
Yeah.
It's very hot,
Yeah.
and she's in there just fucking dudes in the hotel. That rules. It's actually cool.
What do you-
Tiger continues to dominate,
Is he still good?
and then I think he endorses Trump. He's so funny.
Does he?
I believe
I think Trump's
a lot of great athletes have endorsed the dog.
He's all about winning, dude.
He's all about winning, and they're also retarded winners. All these extremely great athletes are also retarded winners. So, like, Tom Brady, Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
Masvidal, Tiger. This is a sick squad.
Pretty good, man. A lot of internet. Dude, there's definitely a little. The breeze is blowing, man, because there's a lot of the internet personalities. A couple of them that I follow are starting to like double down real hard on like the right. Basically.
Jimmy Gaffigan came out hard on
What did
Trump
Gaffigan
dog.
say?
He unleashed fury on Trump, man.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
And people were like, "Fuck Gaffigan." It's like, no, Gaffigan's the man.
What did he say
Let
about
the boy roll, dude.
What did he say about the Trump man?
He was just, he just had a spaz. He's like, Trump's a fucking con man. Fuck this. This guy sucks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
His seemed legit. I don't know why. Well, I guess because he never said it ever until now. But Gaffigan's seemed, I don't know. Usually I'm very critical if I think somebody's being phony or like virtue signaling or something. His seemed legit. I guess you'd have to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he do the Hot Pocket voice at all?
I know. I was thinking that too. Where it's like, it's such a hard thing to be like, we need to come together as a country. And someone's like, hey, I like that guy. That's my president. Hey, mister.
Why? I don't. I don't know, man. I was hearing someone today. I think my wife was talking to people about like.
You have to declare who you're voting for, Matt.
dude.
You must.
That was people at the. She was talking to like vendors for the wedding, and they're like, everything will be cool once we just need to get our president out. We need a president there who can handle a pandemic. And it's like,
That's because they were talking to your wife.
true.
These are honkies.
Well,
Were these honks?
No, but
Not honks.
She fired a honk. A honk had a defund the police thing on her thing, and she called her and was like, "You're fired."
Oh,
I don't want that kind of bullshit around my
Damn.
wedding. No, she fired her.
That's
Lady's
great.
like, well, I don't. And she was like, too bad.
Like, well, I'm a
She's like,
poli-
take
I'm-
that shit off of your fucking thing if you want to
Sorry.
deal with the public. Yeah, she's a fucking
Yeah.
thin blue line, bro.
She's part of the thin blue line.
But yeah, man, but yeah, she was talking to someone and they're like, well, once we have, this in here, then we'll be able to handle the pandemic better. It's like, dude, you fucking are like making cakes. What are you you don't have any idea what you're talking. People are just like literally hearing shit online and reciting it.
I'm trying
like,
so hard to fucking not do anything, like not be a part of any of it.
Yeah.
Like just totally, like I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm easily swayed by shit.
Exactly.
I look at shit. I'm like, all right, well, that's how I feel right now. And then I recite it to somebody, and they're like, "You're a fucking idiot." And I'm like, "Fuck, I guess I'm this again." All right, I don't like the way that's going. But the CDC is saying that 94% of the COVID deaths they also had underlying issues. So 94%.
Really?
Yeah. So only 6% of people died exclusively
straight
from
up
COVID. But one of the underlying issues, it's not like this is new information. This has been out the whole time, but somehow it's
I
just
didn't know that.
94%. Included in that are heart attacks
I did hear
and
about
shit
some of
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah, if you
so
died
like,
from like just
if you
being-
die and have COVID, you're part of the. I'm trying to figure out how we have it so bad, and everybody's like, because we didn't handle it. Obviously, I think we fucked up handling it. But
How?
like, if you look at other countries
people
like
explain it
Germany,
to me.
France, England, they're all at like 0 to fucking like 5 deaths a day now,
Yeah.
and we're still at like 1,000. I don't know.
It's also
Maybe
explaining-
you know what I'd have to look into. I'd
Yeah.
like to see how many nursing homes they have. Maybe that's like a cultural thing in America where we send geezers to nursing homes, where that's like totally acceptable. Maybe in those other countries it's not,
Yeah.
because the nursing homes have to make up half of our deaths.
Yeah.
Because
I
nursing
think
homes
they're a lot,
are
yeah.
just getting fucking crushed.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of funny. I don't know why it's funny. I don't know why.
It's pretty fucked up.
It's funny that everybody was like, all right, let's lock our old people
Well,
up in
they're
there.
maybe the most uneventful. I mean, I've never worked in one, but every time I've been like around one, I think I've been in them a couple times. They seem very, 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 very uneventful. So they have like
To the
almost
naked,
like
to the untrained eye, dude, they were all fucking each other.
true that. But you go
And
in
then
there,
getting like beat occasionally.
yeah, dude. People got to lay down the line, dude. On them a couple, you got to lay the law
And the
down.
orderlies would come in and fuck you up.
Dude, imagine if someone bioweaponed them.
I
like
think
one of
the
the orderlies-
Chinese bioweaponed our geezers.
Do you think so? Because I was reading a thing about the Jews in the concentration camps would take lice,
All right.
and they would go when they would do the Germans. They,
right.
they would do the Germans' uniforms, and they would pop lice.
Oh,
and then they
get
would
some of
sew
that
'em-
plague in there.
Yeah, sew them up in there. But the
I guess you would call that crafty. I don't, it's a word I would use for that.
well, yeah, they did. When people sit here and like they handled the pandemic wrong, it's like, okay, dude, who barely works 40 hours a week. Where do they drop the ball in this global pandemic?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they should have tested. Dude, now they're saying they're testing too much. Well, they should have tested. Okay, fine. They're rolling out tests, and they're like, well, now they're testing too much. People are getting false confidence. It's like, dude, these are two people trying to just sway the public consensus.
I just don't understand it. That's
don't
all.
get it either.
I just
I'm
don't
okay.
get it.
Yeah, if I was severely immunocompromised, I would just stay the fuck home. I would stay inside.
But
I would chill.
we got to look up, and I should have done this before.
What?
I have it. Before I talked about it. But it's like, I don't know, what did France and Germany do? And they locked down right away. I looked up when they locked down and when they closed schools.
Yeah.
And it's almost exactly when we did. Maybe they were better at it than we were.
Sweden, I don't
Sweden
think locked
hardly
down.
did
Didn't
it.
barely do
And now the
anything.
narrative is they're getting crushed right now. I looked it up. They're not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
And
fucked
now
up.
the narrative is also the South they never locked up, and they're fucking it up for all of us, which is that's what people in New York say.
Yeah.
People in New York acted, oh my God, dude. They literally act like they survived Stalingrad. It's fucking crazy. They're like, you weren't even in the city. We went through hell. It's like, you stayed inside?
Yeah.
What do you think everybody else was doing?
Yeah, and also it's like, what did you do? What happened?
Nothing. I cheered for nurses at 7 p.m. every day until race riots, and then it felt weird.
Yeah, and then we just all
Then
turned off our brains.
Then
for
we
about 3
became
weeks.
Marxists.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
Shit sucks. And then it's fucking this Kyle Rittenhouse kid.
Yeah, I heard about
All that shit sucks.
Well, it's funny.
It's all gay.
It is funny how many
The
people.
news is still gay.
As soon as the news starts showing that guy with his gun, how many people now will just die for the Dollar General? They're like, he's defending the Dollar
I know,
General.
I
It's
know,
like,
I
Jesus
know.
fucking Christ.
It's like he's defending the dollar. They almost set fire to another Pep Boys.
I mean, dude, I would be pissed if I was in a little town and I had like a pet food shop and people were smashing my windows every day. I'd be like, dude, this is
Yeah.
fucking bullshit. Knock it off.
Knock it off, dude.
Fucking knock
I
it
thought
off.
we were immune from this in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
So where is Kenosha? What is like the layout of it?
I don't know. It must be close to Illinois, I
Yeah.
believe, because that's where that Kyle kid's from.
Yeah.
And the big thing is he's not even from that state, but it is 12 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
So it must be on the border.
Yeah. So he went down there.
And where was it? Wisconsin? It must be by Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's in Wisconsin.
Is it near Milwaukee? If there was a black dude there,
Fairly.
it has to be near a city, right?
Yeah.
That's not wrong to say.
It's between Chicago and Milwaukee, like right in the middle of it.
All right.
So it was like a diverse suburb. And he was like, I got to get down
And
there.
Kyle was like, I need to go defend the fucking Pep Boys.
I got to go down there,
I gotta
yeah.
defend these mom and pop shops. I got to defend the Walmart.
Yeah.
So then he went down, and from what I don't know, the only thing I saw was like him talking about like Overwatch. He's like, my friend's up on the roof over there. That's Overwatch. Like he was just using shit like that.
Well, it's also funny
Like,
too.
this
because,
is my tactical. I don't know.
Well, if you're on the right, you're allowed kind of to bring AR-15s to protests, and nobody
Yeah.
bats an eye. If you're on the left, you're not supposed to have guns at your protest. So
Yeah.
you go up. There's there's just dudes with AR-15s who are like, this is how we get down. And there's counter protesters now, or whatever, whoever's on the other side of that, who are like, oh, we hate guns, but like, pew, 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 pew,
Yeah. We hate guns, but
pew, pew, pew.
they also were throwing Molotov cocktails at the kid.
True.
So I saw footage of that, I think,
Well,
where
dude,
he was like running from people that were trying to burn him alive.
Yeah.
So that's like a fair. That's where it starts to get into like self-defense.
Yeah.
And then, but also, I think the total issue is fuck everybody there.
Yeah. Well, it's also
That's
to be
how
like,
I feel.
What? There's civil unrest. Let me bring an assault rifle and
It's
go.
time for me
It's
to
like,
go
dude,
down
just
and-
go inside.
And then the kid's like, well, the cops weren't going to do it, so we have to. And then half the country's like, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that feels that way.
Yeah.
That's what's, I don't know.
Well, it's also
It's all gay, dude.
It should be no.
And I'm dumb, so it's hard.
It should be. It should be that if it's your building and people start to come into it, you can fucking light them up. That's your property. I mean, you might not want to. You might if you're not. I don't know if I'm ready to shoot fucking 400 people in like bunkered down in a hardware store.
Like a zombie movie for no reason.
It's like call your insurance company and be like, dude, get a check ready. I'm out of here.
I fucked up.
Rather, hump, 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 hump.
Flo shows up.
He's got a shovel. I mean, it is. It's people,
Oh my God.
people have been whipped into a hysteria by the media.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's like I'm reading, or it's like I'll read an excerpt from a book called Persuasion, and like if you and they know the people who run political stuff and campaigns know this. So like the 2 weeks before 9/11, if you ask people like what's some of the most historical events ever happened, in this country, they'll say whatever. 30% of them will say 9/11. If you do that like the day after 9/11, it's like 75% of people are like 9/11 is the most historical. It's most.
Yeah.
And then if you're like running for a campaign, all you're trying to do is hit people with that thing where you're like show them their greatest fears all the time.
What's funny is Biden had to come out and be like, I'm against riots. Protests are good, riots are bad.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't do that for so long until they started fucking plummeting in the polls.
Yeah.
They wouldn't condemn riots.
Yeah, so you have a
Because
politician.
they were afraid to be like, well, that's racist.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not, you psycho. Just say you don't fucking approve of looting.
Well,
That's all you had to do. And they wouldn't do it until now they're going to lose. And now it's too late. I think they're going to lose.
I think so, man.
They waited till fucking this week to be
it's
like,
also-
riots are bad.
It's also like that person, Joe Biden, whoever, once gets elected.
That's going to be on the Patreon, dude. I'm getting in O'Connor's ass.
Oh, I can't wait.
We're going to get O'Connor up here. I'm going to swing on him for it.
This is all the remnants of like feudal kings and shit. So like before, Joe Biden would have been like, nah, here's what I want to do. And then that would have been actually what happens. It's just a bunch of corporate interests. And then they just puppet real people and they're like, look at the numbers. Oh, okay, you're against looting now. And he's like, I tell you what, God darn it, I'm against looting. And then they just try to play these weird perception games. None of it's fucking real. It's like the fact that Trump now is like, I'm going to build more walls. Biden's like, they're just rallying up like different factions of the population to vote. And then they'll just keep doing, big business will keep doing shit. And it's like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
The fact he's to come out and be like, I don't particularly like when people smash people's businesses and take their stuff. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
need to say that. It's
what
on the
the fuck?
record. You know what's funny? I was also I was fighting O'Connor all day. And then before I left, I was like, why don't you come over and do the podcast? Like, real nicely. Just come up and do the podcast. But I had to show him that fucking Buffalo Springfield, that fucking... Did you see? You talked
I saw
about
it from the DNC.
The video?
Yeah. That looked like a
nobody that voted Democrat watched the DNC.
Yeah.
Or that is left watched the DNC. Nobody that's right watched the RNC.
It's just other
because
people.
it's so embarrassing. I know. All they do is watch the other side and be like, "Man, that shit sucked."
Yeah.
Neither of them watched their own because of how bad both were. Like I was telling Chris, I was like, he was like, "I only watched the RNC." I was like, "Trust me, you'd be shocked at how similar, like you wouldn't think the DNC could somehow be worse than the Republican convention. It is.
I mean, dude,
it's crazy.
It's a bunch of unlikable psychos trying to fake smile and be. They're fucking. It's like a fucking flame for narcissistic psychopaths. to go to that level where, like, wait, I get to be in charge of all of the fucking, like, surgical masks in Wisconsin? Be like, I'll do that. And it's like, no, dude, get out of here.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I keep thinking, what is it going to be like when we get older? Because there's a huge geezer population. So none of the shit makes sense to us.
Thanks, China.
True. Appreciate that, China.
Yeah. Actually, kind of did us a favor, slightly.
True. Well, dude, apparently colleges now are full CCP. Talking to the boy again on the way over here, dude. There's like colleges where you can't go outside into other people's dorms now. You have to wear a mask in your dorm with your roommate. It's like full CCP shit, dude. And dude, if it was like, if I was seeing like wheelbarrows of fucking bodies in the street, I'd be like, all right, mask up. But it's like, you're seeing this shit where it's like, well, 96% of the people. It's like a real nasty, fucked up flu. Like if you're immunocompromised, it can definitely kill you. But it's like, dude, you're telling me
wear a mask.
Telling me I'm 19, I got to wear a mask in my
so
room
funny,
with my fucking roommate.
I gotta stop reading comments.
What?
It's so funny to be like, look, wear a mask. That I just invoked 3 fucking chains of faggot comments just for being like, look, even if you think it's fake, wear a fucking mask. It doesn't matter. Fucking sheep, pussy. You're never gonna get SNL. It's like, that's not what this is about. And yes, I am.
Yeah, man. I agree with you though. I think it's you. At one point, there is a leap of faith that has to be taken that has more to do with your social context than anything else. It's like, who am I friends with? Who do I want to be friends with? That's what I'm going with. And you find the information that goes with that. You live a happy life, and that's that. And then, dude, you find another online internet group that comes out into public and like, ugh! You just have to fight them to the death.
Yeah.
And then it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine. We just have to kill all the other people who disagree with us, and everything will be fine again. That's all we need.
Yeah, true.
We just need total domination.
We need to dominate. We need to dominate over gay security guards.
But dude, to go out and fight, to watch the news and be like, "Ugh," and go out and fight people, it's like, dude, you might have failed the biggest intelligence test.
Yeah.
To sit there and watch CNN or Fox and be like, I gotta get out there. It's like, God damn, dude.
I didn't want to, but I gotta take care of business. I gotta take this into my own hands because nobody else will.
Just watching Rambo 3 and you're like, fuck it, I gotta do something.
I'm gonna shoot a guy in cargo shorts in Wisconsin. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, man.
It just keeps getting gayer.
True.
Every day.
But I mean, the news would, and that's the other thing too, with all this like persuasion stuff. All they have to do is keep bringing up bad, horrible, scary shit, and like it's going to hit a fever pitch before the election, because it's like if you can get like, if they can prove that it was like that was an act of far right aggression, and then if the far right can be like, a guy was just outside with his AR-15 walking his dogs, and these guys threw Molotov cocktails at him, and it's like, so it all depends on how you're presenting it.
Yeah,
he was taking a nice walk with an AR-15 and some clips on him, and fucking these thugs attacked him.
Yeah.
Then you get people being like, he was out there. I mean, he started fucking shooting people. But it's like, did he walk out there and was just like, come on, guys, stop protesting?
Yeah, the thing is, I think he's legally fine.
Well, for what
but that doesn't, who cares?
Yeah.
They're like, well, legally, he did nothing wrong other than carry a firearm across state lines or something. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, it's also when politicians do like, my daughter was down at the protest and she got shoved. It's like, don't go.
And then you end up arguing. If you talk to somebody about it that feels strongly about it one way or the other, you end up arguing against it.
Yeah.
Just rationally being like, well, he shouldn't have been there. And then if I'm arguing with someone that's like, fucking murderer, it's like, well,
yeah,
I think it might have been self-defense. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, this country has a lack of clean masculine energy, dude. You need to have clean masculine energy. Just be like, dude, I don't even watch that shit. Here's what I got going on. And it's like, you can completely ignore it. It's just Lost. If everyone watched Lost and was like, yeah, dude, we are on a desert island. Yeah. It's like, just turn it the fuck off. Dude, if you turn that shit off, if they told me about COVID and if I didn't know about it, I'd be like, yeah, we're all inside.
Yeah, for like 2 weeks, you'd be like, not even say anything. You're like,
I was going to go to a bunch of businesses and be like,
gone.
God. Dude, they shut down Philadelphia and I would walk my dogs at night forgetting like the whole city was shut down.
Yeah.
Not a soul. Dude, I would walk around like, what the I'm like, oh shit, I forgot they locked down Philly.
Oh fuck, martial law.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I forgot about
that. Martial law that was enacted.
But then right now it's pretty sweet because if you have any problems with cops, all you have to do is be like, yo, I fucking love you guys. And they're like, just go ahead, man.
Oh, they probably are
Thanks.
so fucking happy to hear that.
Yeah. Just to be like, yo, man, you guys fucking
Yo,
cool.
have you seen videos of the people screaming at people to put up the fist?
No.
They go around this. I think it was in D.C. So people would be like dining outside, and then like a group of protesters would come up and be like, "Put your fucking fists up for Black Power right now!" And it's white people like getting screamed at with bullhorns, like just what you munching a little eggs Benny and a mimosa.
So brunch is life.
And then some people get drunk enough to be like, you just stand their ground and be like, "Fuck that, dude! You don't tell me what to do." Even if you're a liberal city slicker, you
like
get a
that.
couple mimosas in you. That fucking Second Amendment, that fucking 1776 is here.
No, for sure. If you're kind of
They're
drunk,
like, put your fist up. You're like, "I love this country. Don't you tell me what to do."
people getting patriotic after mimosas. People getting patriotic after mimosas is so fucking funny.
Back to the fucking thing of being afraid of things, though. It's almost comical now to be afraid of Muslims. Remember we were afraid of Muslims?
Done.
And now it's like, I'm afraid of race riots.
Dude,
it's
crazy. Again, what the fuck happened? You're telling me.
We need ISIS to make a comeback.
Yeah, man.
They need to get
we
fired
might have to
up.
join ISIS to bring this country together. Well, that's no longer a threat, dude. Right now,
ISIS is done.
We're dealing with the far right. They just
I
shuffled.
forgot about it. I forgot we fucked them up. Trump's speech, he was like, "Yeah, remember when I killed the leader of ISIS? Remember when we blew up that guy from Iran?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." It was like less than a year ago. We blew up a fucking
That was the guy who
Iranian general. We just hit him with a missile.
The guy
And
who
we're
died like a dog.
he died. No, that was al-Baghdadi.
So he hit another guy?
He hit a general from Iran in their government, like a military. Yeah, he just blew him up. And America was like, "What the fuck are you going to do about it, Iran?"
Holy shit.
They didn't do shit, dude. We killed their general. And everyone was like, World War III is going to start. We were like, psh. Yeah, right, dude. Basically, the U.S. was Godfrey.
Do you think?
And I was Iran, dude. I got hit. They were like, "What's that pussy going to do about it?" I was like, "Nothing. Sorry."
Yeah, it's. I mean, there has to be an overwhelming majority of people who are like, "All right, this is getting really ridiculous."
I think that everybody is. It's the same thing it's always been.
Yeah.
Most people are like, "This sucks."
Well, dude, they went
And then
from
there's just retarded people in the streets.
failed.
Fuck, I was trying not to say that word.
So all right,
I was trying not to say, I already said it. Fact. I'm working on that.
yeah.
I'm going back to that.
you only do one at a time, dude. Pick one, and stick with it. You can't
The
give
F's
up.
and R's are
It's like your
flowing.
favorite food. You can't give up.
Can't
too
just
many.
give them up at once. True.
You got to diet. You got to go lean. Go Mediterranean
True.
diet, dude.
We're going to work.
Give up Mediterranean diets. Give up
Gay's
fag.
not even on the table. Gay's still there. I'm not even close to working my way up to not saying gay.
Not saying this is gay.
This is gay is not going
I think
anywhere.
you're. Yeah, you can't. Again, if
The
you only lose 2 pounds a week.
F word's a
dude,
tough one. That thing hits hard.
it
That's
slaps.
one that
It
needs to go.
slaps.
That's like eating cake.
Yeah, that's
If you're doing a diet, you just got to cut out the cake.
I'm in natural or regular settings. I'm good. If I get angry, if I hit the level 10,
Yeah.
with someone fucking with me in a car, I gotta watch with that because I'll fucking if I get seeing red angry,
Yeah.
it's immediately coming out, and I just drive away oh fuck.
It's a good one to screen.
It's only ever I only ever fight with old men, old fat guys in construction vehicles.
That hits them the hardest.
Dude, it kills them. I told you about the guy who fucked me up the other day. The guy who was in a truck, it was exactly like my dad's truck, and he wouldn't let me over. And I'm like, dude, come on. He started, you should, blah, blah, blah. And he did this thing to me, and I completely blacked out and was trying to get my car handle. My dad would always go like this. When I would get discipline slips, he would go. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh.
He'd walk over and just kick me in the ass. Dude, this old
So this
man.
guy hit you with it?
Exact same truck just went like this, and I was like, fuck
Why did
you,
he do that?
motherfucker.
Why did he do that to you?
I was trying to get into the lane. He wouldn't let me in. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. And Brittany was on the other side, and I'm like, dude,
Damn,
let
you
me
two
in.
together are motherfuckers.
Road rage combo.
It is
I'm good.
insane,
I'm
dude.
pretty good. But dude, I was actually chilling. She was driving. I'm like, Brittany, fuck this
Oh.
guy. I was like, Brittany, just fucking go. It's road construction. We need to get out of this lane. He has a bazillion pipes. He had a bazillion. He had a bunch of pipes in the back of his truck. I thought I talked about this. He had a bunch of pipes in the back of his truck. He wasn't going anywhere. There was 4 feet. I start to go in. I was like, Brittany, go ahead. And the guy just inched up, and I looked at him like, dude, are you
Oh, it's the
fucking
worst.
serious?
It's the worst.
I was looking at him like, are you fucking serious? And he was like, you should have blah, blah, blah. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And he did this to me. And I just fucking started hitting the doors like, blah, 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 blah. You freaking
You called him bad
silly
words.
person.
You called him what Godfrey called the security
Bad.
guard.
Yeah. No, I Godfrey'd on him. I
You hit him
Godfrey'd.
with a hard Godfrey.
Hard Godfrey'd. And he was fucking pissed. I was pissed. And then I was like, Brittany, just get us out of here. We have the windows down. We're in the middle of
You
We're in like
you-
Rittenhouse Square. We're in like a really rich area.
You guys are fucking Kyle Rittenhouse Square. You and your lady are fucking
Yeah. I'm not proud of it, bro.
tag team, dude. You guys might be the tag team road rage champs.
We're pretty good.
That would be a
We're pretty
tough
good.
car to run
Because she'll
into.
honk. She'll reach across me and honk the horn sometimes.
Yeah.
It makes me so fucking mad.
Dude,
But-
I saw her in a fucking like Target parking lot, and I was like,
Oh, she was in a bad mood. If she's in a cranky mood, we've both been working on that. If she's in a bad mood, it's scary.
you guys go off.
Yeah. Well, first of all, if it's
You should be proud of this. This is a nice thing that you and your wife both have.
true.
You guys both,
Well, if I'm in the
especially if you're combined together, spazzing on people.
true. Well, it's
That's-
also like I'm usually like, yo, chill, and then someone will say something like shitty or like do something aggressive. I'm like, now,
Now
before
you're
I can
in.
even think, I'm like, I have to fight.
Yeah.
So now I'll be like hanging out the car, like fuck, we're fighting right now. But yeah, that's what I worry. I can't even get involved in politics, because I'll fight people over like a red light. So I can't imagine putting like ideology behind it. So clearly it would be full fucking be like, I must protect the Dollar General, dude.
I have to protect the Dollar General. Tucker told me to. Tucker Carlson told me to protect the Dollar General. Now I have an assault rifle. And Overwatch is looking over. Just a different fat dork.
Well, it's like, yes, there are there's people who go to protests and they're like, yeah, it was peaceful. And you're like, we're peaceful protesters. And there's people who are very clearly on video burning shit and looting it. So it's just like, you watch one thing, you're like, they are burning stuff. You're like, I have to stop this. And it's like, I mean, again, if I owned a shop and people were looting it, I'd be very angry.
You'd be ticked.
I'd be very ticked.
I'd be ticked. And then a fucking guardian angel comes in the form of Kyle. A beautiful guardian angel comes. It's like, clear. Thank you, Kyle.
I mean, it is. And,
Thank you for your service.
if you look at this from the left's perspective, when they see like the young black kids that get shot and they're like, he was a drug dealer. He was up to no good. And like if a young black kid walked out with an AR-15 and got shot, it would very clearly be like, you don't do that. You can't walk out with that. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they
just-
dropped those police reports pretty hard on those guys that get shot by the
my
cops,
God,
man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they start digging.
I think that dude in Wisconsin might have been a bad hombre.
Who?
The guy that this whole thing was about in Wisconsin.
Well, who's the guy? That guy, he was a pedophile.
He got
apparently.
shot.
He got shot,
He
but
got
apparently he was a
accused of
pedophile.
pedophilia?
Someone said he was a pedo. He's a pederast.
Lemaire, fact check that one.
I think
But-
he had sex. He entered. No, he wasn't a pederast. He was a rapist, allegedly. But like broke into like 3 women's apartments, and I think like he broke into the hen house.
He got in the hen house.
Yeah, I think. Well, let me,
It's
let
no
me-
good. It
let me
doesn't
definitely fact
justify
check.
shooting him because they didn't. I
They
don't
didn't
think
know.
they knew that about him before they shot him.
I don't think so.
That has to be a good feeling. If you're a cop that shoots an unarmed black dude, and then it's like,
Rapist.
oh fuck, he raped kids. Still my job. That's just cops' intuition. I had a good feeling about that shot.
I had a feeling. Yeah, I read his plates. I was like, that's a fucking pedo ass fucking plate number. No, I think he was like he was on like the sexual offender list. Basically, he had bad paperwork. So
Yeah.
he would have got. I mean, one of my boys probably would have hemmed him up, dude. If they saw him in the clink, they probably would have fucking put points on him, dude.
Lemaire, what have you
got,
found?
Lemaire?
Snopes says it's false.
What? Snopes,
Pedophile or
Do you know
rape?
anything about? You know who owns Snopes?
What's
man.
it called? It said that according to Wisconsin state law, he is not a pedophile because it was supposed to be, it's like sex with a minor, but it would have been like sex with a minor somewhere else, but not in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Oh,
So fuck.
thanks,
Snopes.
Snopes.
Yeah,
Did
dude.
Snopes include that? They were like not
No,
a pedophile
dude.
by a loophole.
Look, man,
Was he accused of sexual assault?
In the state of Rhode Island, it says something about happening in Rhode Island.
Who's
It's
out in
considered
Rhode Island getting people?
3rd degree sexual assault.
That's bad paperwork, bro. I don't give a fuck what it says. How old was the girl?
Doesn't say. I'm not.
I mean, you know,
Maybe she was fibbing.
I don't know, but they were. I read a thing saying that apparently he had like a warrant. People claim that he broke into their apartment.
It's not. It happened in Wisconsin. It's the same legislation as in Rhode Island. So technically, yes,
Technically, yes.
sexual assaulter,
So he's sexual assaulter, not a pedophile.
not a pedophile.
Rapist, not a pedophile. What's Snopes? Did Snopes say that too?
Whoa. You know, sexual assault isn't rape.
Well, apparently this one was like broke into an apartment and like grabbed ass. I don't know.
Blake was previously been accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend, with whom he has 3 children. A criminal complaint was filed against Blake on July 6th, charging him with a felony, 3rd-degree sexual assault, misdemeanor, criminal
Is that the one
trespassing,
where he
and
stuck his
misdemeanor.
finger in her pussy and was like, "You've been with other men or something"? He broke into her house and did that. I got this whole. That might have been Biden, actually. I think Biden did that. Look, you fall into this rabbit hole of like.
You can't, dude. It's completely.
It's crazy because it's
completely
like
disoriented.
it doesn't matter if the guy it was charged with murder before you shot him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what his charges are if you're shooting people. But then it's like he was grabbing a fucking knife, and then the others it's like it's illegal to have a knife. It's like not when the cops are like put the knife down. Not when you're in a fight with women and the cops show up and you grab a knife.
Yeah, I think there's a speed limit.
But
When
then
the
it's
cops
like
show
maybe
up,
you
there's-
should tase him. And then it's I don't know who the fuck knows.
There's a human. Also,
It's bad. It's still bad. That's what I know.
Well, the
It's
problem
bad.
with knives is people can close distance on you quicker than you can pull out a gun. So there's like a thing where like if someone's like 7 feet away from you, by the time you pull out a gun or a taser, they can already have that thing in you. So you can spin these things a million different ways.
Yeah.
So yeah.
In this particular situation, a cop did have his gun out already, though. So
Yeah, they were all. There was like 3 cops. Wasn't there like 3 cops pointing guns at him?
Well, dude. Well, this is the other thing too. None of us were there, so none of us have any fucking idea what we're talking about.
agreed.
But we did see it.
What, the video?
Yeah, he's like reaching in,
Yeah.
and they're just like, "Put it down." It's not good.
But what were the 5 minutes before that like?
I don't know, but I can tell from look. I've watched enough World Star that I can tell you pretty much the first 5 minutes because
Yeah.
it starts basically in the middle of a World Star video.
Yeah.
They're like against a car, dog pile fight.
Who?
And then
Everyone's
a couple
people
broads,
are
there's
world star.
ladies. They're World Star.
So it's 3
rolled up,
girls
they're like,
versus
"Psh,
dude.
We got a World Star on.
We have a horizontally filmed video
Yeah,
coming
we got
up.
actually a pretty decent video going. It's in a minute. It's in 50 seconds, so we still got time to prevent a absolute beating. But
So there was a melee.
it was a World Star. Cops showed
who
up.
was fighting? 3 girls versus dude, or 2
I
girls?
think the
one girl?
dude was maybe trying to break it up, but I think he might have been. I don't know. I don't know why he would ever get a knife at that moment.
Did he actually have a knife? People are claiming he didn't have a knife.
Fuck, I don't even know that.
Yeah. I don't know. So he had. I mean, this is the
This
honest.
all sucks.
This is the honest to God truth of the matter, because otherwise you just go like, well, actually, blah 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 blah, and it's like, okay, so even if you saw a clip, like you didn't see the first 30 minutes, you didn't see this, you didn't know the interactions or that maybe people had with him. I don't know, but it's like you just see a thing and you just choose to go with it to appease your social network. That's all. That seems to be kind of the case, in my opinion. Because there was shit that comes out after all these. Where like, oh, actually, this happened. The Trayvon Martin stuff. There was like a guy wrote a whole book about that. How I think a lot of the Zimmerman sued.
I did. Yeah.
Apparently
I think
case-
that guy sucks, and I think
He's a fucking asshole.
That guy turned out to be a fucking absolute tool.
Total dickhead. But then it's like apparently the girl who testified wasn't actually his girlfriend. There was like some weird shit that went on.
It's weird, wild shit. So it is. This is just. The thing is, though, when you see video of a dude getting shot by the cops, that like they gotta be able to prevent that.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think.
Like, there's like 3 of them. There's one dude. He didn't seem that big.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty small. I think they could have tased him.
Yeah, but then
That seems like the. But who? I don't fight.
that's a hard armchair quarterback too. I used to always say that.
course.
I used to be, that's crazy. But then it's like, get a phone right now. If we all got a phone call, like there's a dude with a knife outside, let's go stop him. And you're like, all right, with my hands, or like hands or a taser. And you're like, all right,
Yeah.
see what happens. That guy starts screaming and shit. Just, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know, man. It's definitely the people, how quick they are to jump to like, dude, like every single black person that's shot by the cops, there's people in America who will be like, all of those cases were bullshit. They deserve it. And it's like, dude, through reading a couple stories, you've discerned, and judge, jury, and executioner were like, nah, that was all bullshit. And then the other side is like, no, they were all completely, that was totally uncalled for.
I looked at it for 5 minutes. I can tell you the answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's shitty, but it's like, dude, does it really affect you in a way that you need to put your mind, body, and soul into right now, or is this a thing being perpetrated by the media, or like perpetuated by the media to sway you politically? You know what I mean? It's like, is it fucked up? Yes. Is it your business? I don't know. Probably not. You know, I'm a 23-year-old white chick from Iowa. I'm gonna watch the news and dedicate my life to what they. It's like, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Pardon me. We're working on
Gets
that.
you tight.
God bless you. Yeah, act like it's a sneeze every time. That's funny.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't
It's
buy.
crap. It's junk. We're getting junk, dude.
It's junk.
You know what I've been working on?
What?
History stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a whole, dude, I'm telling you.
That's all you gotta do.
It's a vortex, dude. As
Yeah,
soon as
you know
go
who
into
actually might be the man?
Who?
Custer.
Hell yeah. The guy who killed all those Indians?
Yeah. Indians killed him.
Did they kill?
Yeah. So, you know,
He could have.
you didn't see the full footage.
I think he could have lassoed them, and
He could have lassoed a couple, but they ended up, he's got him pretty good.
that was his last stand, right?
He had a last stand. He was standing.
So he was just
Sitting
like,
Bull fucking got his ass. Sitting Bull rules. Custer actually rules. A lot of people don't know Custer's the man because there's there's that version of history where it's like any white imperial man is bad. And it's like, nah, dude, that guy fucking ruled.
Custer.
Custer
Custer
fucking
slaps.
ruled. Custer slaps, dude. They're like, he finished last in his class at West Point. He was an arrogant dickhead. It's like, bro, he was having fun. He was first off, I'm reading about Custer and I'm like, psh, me and Custer are pretty much the same, dude. Just Mr. Cool, dude. Just Mr. Cools, bro. No, Custer was like hot. Well, he wasn't hot. He looked like he kind of looked like Ben Foster, you know, Hell or High Water.
Okay.
The crazy brother?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like him with like long hair. Baller, dude.
Hot.
Baller.
It's hot as hell.
He did some arrogant shit, though. After the Civil War, when they won the war, Grant hated him. My dog, Grant.
Yeah.
Ulysses?
Yeah.
How do you
Why
say
do you
his
hate
name?
Custer?
How do you say
Ulysses?
there you go.
Ulysses?
Nope. The
Ulysses.
first one. Yeah.
Ulysses.
I was trying to remember how you said it.
No, I used to call him
Ulysses.
I used to call him Ulysses.
Ulysses.
Ulysses or Ulysses. I used to call Ulysses Grant.
I think the S in the, yeah. So on the parade on the way to the White House in D.C., they were having a post fucking Super Bowl parade.
Yeah.
Boys are walking down. Grant was out front. Everyone's like, Grant's the fucking man. All of a sudden, Custer's horse just took off to the front of the line, and everyone was like, Custer! And Grant was like, that fucking bitch, dude. Who does that?
That must be so funny.
Who does that?
So he raced his horse.
And then Custer was like, my horse freaked out in the parade. I couldn't control it. And then they were like, dude, you're literally the best cavalryman. You're the best horseman in the country.
So he made the parade all about him. He stunted on the parade.
Custer stunted. Custer stunted hard, dude.
That's fucking awesome.
But he saved Gettysburg. Mm-hmm. Saved it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Did
That was
really?
General Custer. All right? He was 23, and he ranked all the way up to brigadier general. 23 years old.
Yeah.
That's some kind of stuff.
Lemaire Snopes that if Custer saved Gettysburg.
Saved Gettysburg, dude.
Snopes like,
Jeb
actually
Stuart,
he did it.
Jeb Stuart also fly.
Yeah.
Jeb Stuart was the Confederate cavalryman. Kind of Custer's. They were both dudes that kept it 100. They both were fly, dude. Cowboy hats, feathers, fucking all the gallantry. And then Jeb Stuart, who fucked up Gettysburg for Grant or for Lee, was trying to sneak in behind him. The Confederate cavalry.
Yeah.
Not if Custer has anything to say about it.
What happened?
Custer came out. He got the fucking Michigan boys fired up. They were outnumbered 4-1. Got the Michigan cavalry. He said, "Come on, you Wolverines!" and charged in there. We got a gay bitch.
Excuse me.
Fuck.
Excuse you. So we got the Michigan boy. He fired up.
He got the Michigan boys fired
Kyle
up. He said,
Rittenhouse.
"Come on."
He got the Kyle Rittenhouse.
He got the Kyle boys. Dude, also, this is, speaking of fat guys doing things, this is very funny. I was trying to watch,
Is KH fat?
bro, Kyle.
KR fat?
Yeah, he's a little chubby.
Chubby?
I literally got called him. Every single person that saw Kyle Rittenhouse was like, that was you, right? Yeah. I tried to watch Gods and Generals. I think that's the name of it. Mm-hmm. It's the other there was Gettysburg. You remember the movie Gettysburg?
Yeah.
They made another one called, I think it's called Gods and Generals. Same cast, mostly, but it's about like, it's the most like, it's just like Confederate propaganda. That was just like a movie in the 90s.
That came out.
It's hilarious.
The Confederates.
It was
like
all
Confederates
about how
cool.
fucking sick the Confederates were, about like, we love this country and God and all. Virginia is my country, sir. And then just like, slavery is not good, but I love my country of Virginia. Like every single Confederate, and it's like, I'm actually pretty good friends with my slaves. Like, it's fucking crazy. And then
I don't know reading thing. I don't follow it.
They have like Stonewall Jackson in the movie.
I can't read either.
Yeah, he's like Stonewall Jackson's like best friends with his slave in the movie.
Is he really?
Yeah, and he's like before at one point in the movie, they're like, he's like, hold my hand, Jasper, whatever ridiculous name he
takes off
Mr.
his-
Pebbles, hold my hand, man I respect that I won't let ride a horse. Hold my hand, and then he's like, let's pray together, Lord, end this scourge of slavery. Like, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck is this?
Lord
But,
bless these people I own.
Someday, let me, not be afraid to take a loss financially and free them. But what was making me laugh was they had a ton of reenactors for
I was hearing him saying his prayers. He sees Mexicans. He was like, "What?
Lord, you heard my prayer and sent me these Mexicans.
How much were they? What, $3?
Pretty much free. Perfect. And I don't have to feel guilty.
They just give him NAFTA, and he was like, "What?"
Thank you, Joe Biden, for giving us NAFTA and freeing us.
We can use other people's slaves.
What's that? You enforced the crime bill? So now we can use slaves again in prison? Thank you, Joe Biden. But you did a TikTok dance and you talked to Cardi B? Oh, no guilt to you. But, fucking, what was making me laugh is they use reenactors in both of these movies, in Gettysburg and in Gods and Generals. They use, because they didn't really have good CGI in the 90s, so they just literally had full reenactments of these battles. But the only people that do reenactments are fat dudes. So for some reason, like
With ponytails?
like all the actors are like historically kind of accurate. Like they look like the generals they're portraying. They're like skinny because everybody back then was fucking skinny.
Yeah.
Nobody was fat,
Yeah.
especially in the South.
You got to be like a millionaire.
Yeah. And which is hilarious because in like 2 generations, everybody in the South is fat.
Yeah.
It took like 2 generations from like skinny farm boys to just obese.
It's high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, they got fucked, dude.
Yeah, dude, we're people. There's like that's another epidemic.
But yeah, when
Trump
you get to
caused
watch
fat.
the movie, fat Trump's taking care of fat, dude. If you're never gonna watch this fucking movie, but
I'm gonna check it out for real.
It's-
If you're
if
telling
you
me
watch
it's
it,
all fat people
it's
and like
so
hot
crazy.
generals
It's-
with like cool beards,
but then they show the battle line, and it's all just fat dudes like. But then before they go off to battle, it's like their southern mothers and they're fucking in the parlor. Like,
Yeah.
I quilted you this flag, Henry. I love you and defend this country of Kentucky. He's like, I will, Mama. I'll come back in one piece now. Then they run off. They're like, we got to defend slavery. It's pretty great.
dude. Actually, speaking of the epidemic of fatness, Lemaire suffered a fat attack, dude, in public.
Oh, you bringing up Lemaire's fat attack? Lemaire.
Lemaire said it wasn't a fat attack.
It is
Lemaire,
100% a fat attack, dude.
I'll give you the version.
Before we go any further, I will say this. High school football,
Yeah.
every single year a kid suffered from a fat attack. And it's the funniest thing in the world. No, you remember this? When the pussy kids on the team would be like, I'm having heat stroke. And they'd have to sit in the gator. They'd have to sit in the gator under the shade. Fat attacks on the football
Fat
field.
attacks are real.
And then occasionally dudes would die from fat attacks. Like every year across the country, a bunch of dudes die from fat attacks in practice. But every year, kids, one of them listens to this. One of my friends had a fat attack, and I know he listens to this. They taped ice across his chest, and he had to sit in the gator with his shirt off.
Yeah, you need. They're like EpiPens or
Nugs,
like
dude. What up,
defibrillators.
Nugs?
Instead of the defibrillator, you need like a fan for a fat
Yeah.
attack. You're just like, hold on, let me
Fat
let us
attacks are brutal.
blow some air. Turn it up. No, we need high. Turn it up to high, doctor.
So Lemaire, you got sent to the gator, dude. They had to put you under a tree.
This was a story I heard. It was that the place was packed, right? So already it's packed, summertime. The threat levels for a fat attack are high. So they said Lemaire pulls up.
They should have that on the news. Like
Fat-
the Weather Channel be like,
fat-
today's fat attack probability is red. We're in the red today. Might want to powder your balls, fats.
Powder your balls and keep a towel handy to dab your head.
If you're black, you can carry a towel, which is nice.
I saw a guy dabbing his head today.
If you're white, you must wear shorts and Crocs.
Yeah, so Lemaire, the story was you rolled up, it was sweltering, it was crowded, and then
Showed up uninvited.
a good friend of the
Correct
pod-
me if I'm wrong. Uninvited. To
Well,
a full
he was
capacity.
warned. He was warned. Our friends were like, Lemaire, it's really crowded here and it's really hot. You can come, but it's going to be kind of miserable.
So his friends were like, "There's a good chance you're gonna have a fat attack." I'm not gonna say it, but it's hot up here. It's not built for the thicks,
Yeah.
the fats.
You
dude.
were discovered on the steps of this place. Am I correct? Sitting, not laying.
Didn't make it to the roof.
No, I think he made it. He went back in.
You can make like a video game out of it, like an Oregon Trail. Just Lemaire trying to get to a rooftop. You
It was hot.
have to stop and hunt for chips. You have to dump, dude.
Dude, it gets even better. So the story I heard that I guess you went out there like, oh, it's too crowded, hit the steps, and then you were discovered by a friend of the podcast sitting there. And
Friend of the podcast found you.
She was like
collapsed in the hallway.
concerned, and was like, "Dude, are you okay?" And you were like, "I don't feel well." So then you went and
They
laid.
gotta treat it. They gotta throw buckets of water on him. They gotta treat him like a whale being transported to a different tank. They gotta throw water on him.
Lemaire was then transported to the owner's bed, and laid in the owner's bed. Fans on. Did you have a cold towel? I believe there's a cold compress applied.
No, I don't know.
Ice, maybe.
You don't know? You blacked out?
There was ice.
Passed out.
You fatted out. There was ice. Your Honor, I fatted out. I don't recall. There was ice. I think the person applied ice, and you laid it
To his brow. Was she like,
True.
thank you.
Yeah, Lemaire. Quick question. I mean, look it off the.
Look at you. Look at your pride right now. I see your
I don't
pride.
have any pride.
Admit your attack.
No, I was being a cool guy. And
You're
I
being
fucking-
Mr. Cool?
I was being Mr. Cool.
How
I was
cool?
at the punchline before
Oh, that's
being
Mr. Cool.
with
Yeah.
Andy and Nate, and I had like 3 or 4 scotch and sodas.
You can't drink. Do you drink?
I drink a little
I
bit.
feel like I've never drank with you.
No, we have to.
Now he drinks. He's a
because
mogul.
True. Now these bullying white executives.
So you had a couple scotch and
I had a
sodas.
couple scotch sodas. Then I go to the roast battle, very nervous. Get upstairs.
What are you nervous about?
Because I didn't think I'd get in, and then you get.
Oh, because it was full capacity and they said don't come.
Yeah, more welcome.
We can't let you
Yeah,
in.
but what else am I going to do? Just wait.
That's a Mr. Cool move. I know what you did. You big timed everybody there. You
I
said,
didn't big
"Psh,
time
you know
everybody.
me.
More scotch and sodas. You
I'm
barged
Matt
in.
and Shane's producer. You
barged
know
in.
me.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything.
So you ran to your car and grabbed a knife.
True.
I followed Andy and Nate in.
And Matt's wife was there to stop you.
Andy was on
Damn.
a roast battle, so I followed them in.
Got you.
Andy was on it, so I came with him. And then they had this drink in the back that was like wine and I don't know. It was I drank
Jungle
a bunch.
juice?
I drank a bunch. I think it was
Sangria?
jungle juice. I think it was jungle juice. I drank a bunch.
Sangria brings me back to Madrid. I'm going back to Madrid, dude. I'm getting some sangria. Little fall, you get to walk through the streets and the marketplaces. They just ladle you some fucking
You gotta go, dude.
sangria.
You gotta go back.
I said, dámele. Dámele.
You're back like a full, like old school country, like a little.
I'm going full
Paris
I'm going
schoolboy.
back MAGA, dude. I'm going full MAGA.
Probably
bro.
get respect over there.
The fascistas?
Fascistas, dude.
The fascistas will be like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
dude, get this guy in here.
So Lemaire, so you go in there, you shoulder to the punch bowl,
Yeah.
You came
elbow
in
your way to the punch
shit
bowl.
faced.
I came in drunk and I started power drinking, and then the show was over and I was like, I gotta go on the stairs. I'm sweating, and I threw up, and then I went to sit down, and then Kyle
Threw up?
a friend of
Ew,
the
you
show-
threw up punch?
I threw up. It was like a lot. It was like
Yeah, but you threw up there was food in there.
yeah, there was food in there. Too.
Jesus Christ.
What were you grubbing on beforehand?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. What were you grubbing on?
It
You
was
know.
probably Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle and
Chipotle scotch and jungle juice in a fucking hot stairwell. That's like a pressure cooker, dude. That's like a
dude.
They put that's like what those
That's a
kids.
bomb.
That's Boston Marathon. They just put Chipotle and scotch in a Lemaire, set him on the sidewalk, and he exploded.
So you hit the steps, you puke.
After I puke, I hit the steps. I was on the steps because I was waiting for the bathroom to open up and waiting for nobody to be there so I can go puke. But then I was discovered.
Good friend Kyla
Good
Fox
friend.
discovers you.
Yeah, a lady found him.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah, what are you doing in here? Oh my God, are you suffering from a fat attack on the steps? No, it's Chipotle. That's a fat attack, dude. Don't try to blame fucking pre-existing conditions on this.
That's true. That's like a COVID test.
Yeah, it's
you
a
have
COVID
pneumonia
test.
and you have a little bit of COVID. So you're discovered on the steps. So you did take refuge. You St. Francis of
I
Assisi
accepted,
in someone
yes.
else's bed
Yeah.
till your feet.
You rested up. They laid you to rest in someone's bed.
He was in a fevered state. In his fevered state.
Oh, dude, just putting a fucking like sweaty dude you didn't invite to a party in your bed. I fucking hate you for this.
Sneakers on.
I didn't lay in the bed. I laid on this.
I mean, I can't believe you assumed he was wearing sneakers, but go ahead.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah, they were. Side of the bed, though. I didn't put my feet on the bed.
Were you wearing your tennis shoes? Your finest tennis shoes? You didn't put your feet on the bed.
No,
You remember that. You don't remember anything else.
No, I remember Kyla.
You remember the
guiding
thing
me-
where you were polite. That's what you remember?
I remember Kyla guiding me to the bed, and then she left.
Did you think you were getting some?
No.
You're like, damn, girl, you gonna take it? You move quick. She found you in the stairwell. Was like, come on, get to the bedroom now.
Quick, you have 24 hours. So how did you recover? What happened?
I laid down for like 10 minutes, and I went upstairs on the couch, talked about basketball, and then I drove home.
Fat attack. If you
drove
recovered
home.
in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
But man, no more driving. Drinking and driving? Come on.
Yeah.
That's
in the
come
a-
on,
in the
man.
age of Uber, dude? Come on, man.
In the age of Uber? Come on, man.
That
That's
happens.
crap.
It happens, dude. It
That does
happens.
happen.
It's crap.
You're talking to Mr. Cool himself right now.
Yeah,
Obviously,
dude.
that happens, dude. I've Mr. Cooled out. I was recently. Mr.
Really?
Cooled out on like Wednesday.
Did you really?
Yeah. What day is it? It's Tuesday? Never mind. I Mr. Cooled out on. Fuck.
Sometime.
One of these days.
Yeah.
It's all blurry, dude.
What'd you Mr. Cool on?
Went out with my friend who happens to be a POC.
Yeah.
We then met up with another POC. So it was me and two POCs, and we had fun.
What'd you guys cooled out?
We were all three of us were cool as fuck.
Damn.
Shout out Andre. Andre, good pal, dude.
Yeah.
Friend of the cast. He's probably
Really?
listening to this right now.
Fuck yeah.
Something you need to know about Andre. He scored a touchdown in the Rose Bowl. Whew. Come on now.
Damn, dude.
That's the type of squad I roll with.
That's what I'm talking
Only
about.
elite ballers.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you guys were Mr. Cool.
Then we were all of us were Mr. Cool.
Really?
Yeah. No, I felt even worse. Continue to feel worse. When am I going to grow out of it?
The Mr. Cool stage? It's tough when you're
It's
in the
coming.
big when you're in
It's
the big
coming.
when you're in the big app.
It's coming.
Oh, it'll be such a monumental change, dude. If you completely get out of Mr. Cool, it's gonna be.
Then you evolve into, if I got out of being Mr. Cool,
It's Phil Gillis.
I'd be full-time. No, I'd be full-time. Well, that is
It's
full-time.
full-time Phil Gillis.
Phil Gillis is
He's
always,
still Mr. Cool.
He's Mr. Cool every night, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot he drinks.
He stays Mr. Cool.
Yeah,
Actually, his Mr. Cool is easily my favorite version of my dad.
just
Him being drunk is my favorite version, which I guess is pretty fucked up now that I think about it.
just having a good time.
Him having a good time is, yeah. Because he's never a mean Mr. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
He's always
True.
Mr. Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of the curse of having like a pleasantly drunk Irish dad. It's like, no, he's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, he's an
great.
alcoholic. It's like, it kind of rules, dude. If he quit drinking, I'd actually be sad. Like,
Yeah.
He was like, if I had like a serious dad,
Yeah,
but you just got to trade like 20 years of life
true.
to have a cool dad.
Dude, my grandfather drank every day. He lived till he was like 85. He was demented, but
He was demented.
he lost it there for a little bit towards the end. But
Oh man, I can't believe how good. Look, where are we at time? We got.
1:15.
All right, we're gonna switch over to the Patreon.
yeah. What do you got? Plug it up, bro.
Yeah, this weekend I'll be at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City. Please come to that. Please come to all these, especially the Minnesota one. I think that's gonna be my toughest one.
You think soda?
Minnesota is gonna be bad for me. So this
surprised.
weekend is Salt Lake City. Next weekend's Phoenix. Weekend after that's Minneapolis or Bloomington, wherever the Mall of America. I'm gonna be in the Mall of America. This is gonna be a dark, depressing week.
Nah, dude.
That Minnesota gig, I believe, is gonna be rough.
Maybe.
Please show up to that. Otherwise,
Bombing in the Mall of
Otherwise, I'm
America
gonna
for
kill
4
myself.
people would be so fucking funny.
dude, if I have to,
We're in the Mall of America. What's up?
Mall of America just bombing.
I think you'll be fine, dude. I think
That'll be
fine.
depressing, but It'll be fun though. It'll be a good stretch. I rented a car from Salt Lake. I rented a truck, a small truck. I'm gonna drive along the Rockies down to Phoenix.
Man. Come on.
Come on, man. I probably don't know geography. I'm gonna not be near the Rockies at all. But I mean, I think the Grand Canyon's on the way.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stop at that. Take a look at
Donkey down that.
it. Take a look. Say, all right. Things check out.
For sure.
Exactly how I imagined. And then I think I'm gonna go to Stanhope's for a couple days. Be Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
This is 3 weeks of Mr. Cool.
That's the capital of Mr. Cool.
That might be the coolest.
True.
I'm gonna be Mr. Cool, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean,
But yeah, come to all of them if you can. If you live in any of those shitholes that I just named. If you're from Utah, Arizona, or Minnesota. Fucking losers. But all right, we're gonna switch over to the Patreon where I plan on attacking my good friend Chris O'Connor over his political views.
nice. I think we shored up some solid points on this one, being like, look, we don't know.
Yeah, look, we don't know shit, and anybody who thinks they do is stupid.
Yeah, I would say for people to just, slow it down before they.
Yeah, knock it off. That's our political opinion.
Well,
Cut it out.
that's been something I've been doing. I every morning I sit in a chair, and it's not even meditating. I just strip myself down to sim mode, where I just sit in a chair and I'm like, I'm just a dude sitting in a chair, and anything that's bugging me is just some weird shit that I'm perpetuating into my own life. And I go upstairs and I'm the same. I'm just a dude.
Yeah,
upstairs
what if
now.
it's when you've done wrong, like when you dose Jay?
Well,
But again, at the
it's
time, I
always-
thought it was funny.
I mean, dude, it was one hit. I mean, it's
I don't know acid, so you could have been like, "That's crazy," and I'd be like, "Oh,
it's not a welcoming thing. It's also like it's not a lot, but it's also like if somebody slips.
he's never done it."
There's an inherent. It's just scary because, like, I remember I used to like handle like decent amounts of acid, and it's scary when you're holding like fucking a big thing of it. So it's like, it's
Yeah, I
pretty terrifying.
think Jay was on the same page as me, where it's just like, "Is this what we're doing now?"
Yeah,
Like, where it's just a moment of like, "Are we more outrageous than comedy at this?" I don't know.
it's junk. It's junk.
That was crap and junk,
It's one hit though.
but it was very funny.
yeah.
It's funny junk, dude.
It is.
Sometimes
I mean,
junk can be funny.
it must have made the night very entertaining.
The podcast was great.
Podcast was great.
Except
It's
I
learning.
felt like
It's a
I
teaching
felt like a
moment.
freaking horse's ass when I woke up though.
It's a teaching moment.
I showed my ass. I was screaming the whole
Shane?
episode,
Were you?
talking over everybody.
You were on acid,
Mr.
dude.
Cool,
you were
dude.
on acid. What are you going to do?
It didn't kick in.
I know.
I was not on acid
You're
yet.
on half a hit acid, dude.
Yeah. No, I was just Mr. Cool. I was screaming over
Yeah.
people.
Dude, I did that when I was younger. I made a gigantic weed cake and gave it to a bunch of people. Horrible idea.
Tell them.
Hey, man, I'm not proud. I'm not proud.
Wait, you really dosed.
Dude, I legitimately, because it was coming from a good place in my heart, I was like, I love weed. These people just don't know they do yet. And I shared it with everybody, and, 911
unhappy.
got involved. It was bad, dude. It was, it was
911 got involved?
pretty bad.
Did you have to be like, yeah, who did it?
I blamed
Who's
it.
the son of a bitch
I
who
said
did it?
Somebody dosed me. I was like, someone gave me a cinnamon cake, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Oh, yeah,
You're
but
like, some black guy.
that is what really happened.
Some fucking black guy gave me this cinnamon cake.
I
There he is. There's that son of a bitch there.
I bought there was a Muslim gentleman selling turtles and cinnamon cake.
Oh, yeah, that was
and
back then. That was back then. We were afraid of Muslims.
There was a black Muslim
Yeah, I
gentleman
think it was Al Qaeda.
selling bean pies,
think it was
and
Al
cinnamon
Caketa.
cakes. Yeah, dude, but I learned the hard way. That was like,
People were not happy about it.
dude, I felt really bad. I mean, it was like, again, if you're a youngster, it sounds like, oh, this will be so fun. I love weed, therefore they
That's
do
what
too.
I was saying. Like, I went through this whole thought process of like, I don't think I would care.
Yeah.
If that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, this will be fun.
Yeah.
I think.
You have a hardy constitution. You have a hardy mental constitution, though.
What do you mean?
You can handle. I'm saying you can handle
What'd you
yourself.
say?
You have a very hardy constitution.
Yeah,
It's a good
thanks.
thing. It's a mental constitution. The fact that someone could be like, I just hit you with LSD, and you're like, we'll see where this takes me.
Yeah.
That's a strength. For a lot of
Thank you.
people, I
But
might
what
bug
about
out.
what about all that gay guilt I have?
Well, it's I think it's well placed to be like, yeah, I shouldn't do. It's just a
Well, I shouldn't dose, Mike. Like one of my mentors that helped me.
I don't think
This guy who really helped me, and his girlfriend who's been.
Yeah, well, you're
So
also
nice.
everything's magnified too, because it's like not like it just happened in like a 1-bedroom apartment somewhere. It's like it happened. It was
100,000
televised.
fucking people.
Yeah, but it's also again, you weren't the total agent of cause. That you didn't completely,
I know.
and you're not really a psychedelic dude. So you don't, I don't know if you've spent like long, hard hours and like horrible, terrible trips, and it's
No,
like,
never.
Exactly. So it's like to not no offense, dudes like you, it's just drugs and
Yeah,
it's a spiritual tool, dude.
dude.
Strong arm Big J spiritually, dude.
I did. What a fucking treacherous act.
And it wasn't even the fact that it was.
But-
It wasn't the effect of the drug. It was probably like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I can't speak for him, but I think he was just bummed out that he took a beating during this whole election thing.
I heard
He took
porn
just
turned their back
dude,
on him.
constant L's. Every week just happened, and then that's what made it funnier too. Like that's like because once you realize like Jay's the one getting hit.
Yeah.
Anytime he fucks up, it's just like, oh, it's even funnier. And Lewis is Lewis is a fucking idiot.
I
So
want Lewis to win so bad.
Lewis got we killed him.
He lost really bad.
Lewis, he got 20%. Ari got 48%.
Did he really?
Yeah, but that was another thing. Jay got 10%. Jay got like
He
450 votes, dude. It was like sad. It was like uncomfortable. And then while he's giving his concession speech, Ari puts acid in front of his table, and I was just like, all right, we're doing this.
So what happened? How did you? What's your involvement?
Well, I kept being like moving shit, and then I knew it was coming. I could have, in hindsight, should have got it to Lewis. Should have found a way to get it to Lewis.
Get it back.
Very easily.
Get it back to the origin.
It would have been so easy to have given it to one of the waiters, one of the waitresses, or like to the staff, which we were sitting next to. Be like, bring that out with the next round.
Put it to Lewis.
I'll pretend I'm with Lewis, making Ari drink, and be like, everybody should chug their beer. Get Lewis a beer.
Yeah.
We would chug it. He would chug it.
Yeah, true.
Would have been so easy.
Hey, look, man.
But-
when you're fucking in the pit, dude, and you're making decisions on the ground, you can't kick yourself.
I know.
Man. You just have to dust yourself.
I
off.
know. I talked to Jay. Things are fine. I feel better. But I'm gay. That's my problem.
Hey, man, it's better than watching someone get carried out by the ambulance screaming and shit.
Oh, is that what happened with the cake? Oh my god, dude!
I was 19. Goddamn it!
And someone spazzed like that? Was this at a party? You
Couple
brought a
people
cake?
spazzed. No, it's just in my house. It was like a
Was it a
regular
house
Tuesday night.
party?
Yeah, it was just a Tuesday night.
Oh, I thought the guy. Oh my god!
It was.
You hit your family with
first of all, a black Muslim gave me this cake. Let's take
fucking
the story
black
straight.
Muslim, dude. Boko Haram.
Exactly. This is Boko Haram. I think Godfrey actually.
Somali
sent me this
pirate.
cake. I think Godfrey gave me this cake.
I think Godfrey, I believe, is Nigerian.
Godfrey used to sell weed on Drexel's campus. So but yeah, it was like
I bet Godfrey's cool.
I heard because I was like, we all ate it, and I was like, dude, I'm stoned to the fucking bone. I'm like, these guys all ate like 3 times the amount I did, and I was like, oh no. So then like my friend went over and was like, dealt with that. I heard about that situation. That was popping off, and she just went home, the person, and then my friend went over there, and that was like, dude, parents got called from like it was bad. And then our other roommate, our one roommate,
How did you never tell me this
I
story?
never told you the story?
No.
Dude, so then my other roommate, so there's like
Oh, how dare you fucking cast stones at my dosing?
I wasn't. I was
How dare you?
I'm
No,
big-
I know you did. I know you did.
This is what I'm telling you. This is gonna happen to anyone.
Yeah.
So that
anybody can dose an entire party.
I was sitting there.
It's gonna happen.
It wasn't
to
even a
anybody.
party. We were just studying, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, check this out!" And I just completely derailed the study session with a fucking humongous weed cake.
Oh my god, dude!
But I was chilling. I ate it. I'm having a fun time. I'm watching people just hit. Like I forgot. I ate like a weed cake dose. A little modest piece. They're like, "Yo, this shit is good." And I'm talking people who've never even had weed ever before. So this was like, dude, and I didn't think about this. I'm like, look, weed's great. Everyone should do it. I like it. It's the same thing. Like, if I like it, therefore you do
Yeah.
too. It's a theory of mine, dude. We were both fucking.
Yeah, it's like
efficient
it's
in it.
fun.
Exactly. So, dude, so so I have my piece, and then like we're all watching the show, and I see my one roommate just being like, we're watching like Friends, and he was like, I was like, holy shit, that guy's stoned. So out of everyone,
just a bunch of your friends
I was
like, we gotta call an ambulance.
dude, so I went downstairs. So I go downstairs. My girlfriend at the time came over. I'm like getting pussy and shit. I'm chilling. I'm like, man, this is great.
Just dosed a whole group of your friends that were over to study. Then you were fucking.
And then I was like, all right.
You were truly an evil hippie.
This was very evil hippie. So I was around.
You
them,
were
dude.
an evil
It was
hippie.
my environment. That was my context at the time. So I was like, so I'm like, oh man. And then I get word from my one friend. It's like, yo, one person's freaking out. I think they're going home. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna go over there, make sure. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right, fuck, that could be a problem. So I think I was like, yo, I was like, I got a situation at hand. You got to fucking chill. So I go upstairs to like assess the situation. That's when I saw the one guy just being like, I was like, oh shit. And I see that dude. Yeah, but the funniest, so there was two other people had it. The one person, dude, this is the strangest fucking thing. It was like a 1950s psychology experiment. Like, they did all kinds of shit you're not allowed to do today. So 3 people, one person, called their parents, had a total meltdown, called their parents, all this stuff, and, totally understandable. And then the other person just was quiet, just went downstairs to their room, not a fuss. I'm like, all right, we got one situation. I had 3 fires. The other person's just having a blast watching, like, Everybody Loves Raymond or whatever on WB. So I'm like, all right, that looks good. I look down. Dude, I'm not lying. So there's another dude. So the other dude comes out. He had a room that should have just been like a closet, but they made it a room, but it was like, pretty big. Yeah. So there's these bifold doors, and he comes in. It was like a sunroom with bifold doors, and he comes out, and he's sitting like this, dude. On the fucking...
Yeah, I got you.
He's going like this.
With both legs?
It was one.
Oh, okay.
Just sitting there, like, going like this, and then I'm like, I'm looking from like a perch from like the second floor, looking down on him because there was like a little cutout you could look down. And I'm like, "What's up, dude?"
You're overlooking the people you dosed.
Yeah,
just checking in on
perch
them.
because there was a cat. His place was sick. It was like a catwalk, and I'm looking down at him, and I'm like, "What's up, dude? What are you doing, dude?" I swear to God, he is like, I just ate all of my cookies, and I don't know why. And I was just like, "Huh?" And he just started going, "Oh," and he would roll on his side and go, "Oh," and he'd roll. Dude, he was rolling around on the floor, just going, "Oh," for like an hour and a half, dude. Just wouldn't stop, just being like, "I don't," and I'm like, "Dude, you're fine." Apparently,
my God.
They hit me too. I didn't know what was in it. Look, it's just weed. Relax.
You just be like,
Look, I didn't know that cake had weed in it. I thought that was just a friend baking me a cake, but apparently it was drugs. So I had to be like, "Dude, you're fine."
What we should do is not tell anybody, especially our parents. And we're going to get through this thing.
So, dude, all night I'm just kind of like, look, actually, I think
I don't want to get my friend in trouble. You're not that type of guy, are you? You're not going to tell him. I'm not a
just
fucking
like,
snitch.
"Hey, man, you're okay. You'll be fine." And then we go downstairs. Actually, you know what? I actually don't even think at the time I said there was. I think I said to a couple people. I split it up. It's very Machiavellian. I told them
I know what you're doing.
There's weed. There was another guy. So all the next morning, we all congregate. We're eating breakfast. The only other guy who ate it was just kind of like, they were like, one guy's like, "I don't know, man. I think there was like something else in there." And the one guy who was like high as fuck, who ate the most cake, by the way, the one dude who didn't affect him ate easily 3 times the amount of everyone else. He was like, "I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was fine." And just was like, didn't even affect. Dude,
Nice.
His eyes were bloodshot red. And he was just kind of like, I think he just completely blocked the experience.
Man, I wonder if you never got high and didn't know you were dosed.
He just went to bed.
He must have just been like,
Two people.
fucking tired. It's like 4 p.m.
He just like watched some WB programming, and then just hit the sack. Woke up, be like, "I'm fine."
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So it's like there's something the way your mind works. I think it's just kind of being able to be like, "No, this isn't happening." Whereas other people being like, "Oh my God, I'm completely losing control."
Bro.
So he just somehow champed. Dude, if I had ate the amount he ate now, I'd be high for like 2 days. So it was definitely interesting. I mean, again, it was a horrible thing to do, but in terms of the,
You had a good social experiment. And just watching over it and trying to be like, let's not tell anybody. Don't tell your parents.
The stakes were high. I could have gotten a lot of trouble.
We got to get...
Probably still can.
We got to switch over to the page.
Yeah, let's get out of here. But again, I don't want you to feel alone in the fact of doing horrible, reckless stuff to people psychologically. I definitely
thank you. And join our Patreon.
Yes, please.